Museum and Adventures. We're on an adventure today. Showdown through there. We're entering the town of Matewan. We're crossing the bridge from Kentucky over into West Virginia. And we're going to go down here and park, and we're going to do a story. We were here on another story, but we're going to do
approaching
one
a railroad crossing
on the flood wall here in Matewan. As we come across through here, always it's the first thing you see when you get to Matewan. And we just figured, hey, be a good time to do a video on it. So we'll pick you up here in a minute.
Hi guys.
She was getting ready to say, I don't want to do it.
I know, and he done turned the camera on me, so I don't know what to tell you. Just good morning.
All
We're
right.
in Matewan. We're going to look at the flood wall here that they built. I do know it's 30 feet high.
30 feet high. There's the date on it. 1996.
Yeah, I think that's when it was completed, wasn't it?
Matewan used to flood all the time. When I was a kid, Matewan was always flooding. Here's the river. We've got all kinds of history here, and that we're going to cover. There's the bridge coming from Kentucky over into West Virginia.
Here's the Battle of Matewan.
And they put this wall, yeah, they put this art. Let's walk all the way down through here.
Let's go down this side first.
They put this art on here as a decor to, and May the 19th, 1920. Of course, that was the Battle of Matewan. And
They did a really good job at this.
yeah, and it just gives you something. There's the guys with their guns. Of course, Matewan has all kinds of history.
Yeah.
Mostly feud and gun history, deadly history.
Yeah.
And but the bridge itself, or not the bridge, but the wall, like Sheila said, is 30 feet tall. Sheila?
It's 30 feet high, it said.
30 feet high. A lot of people use this walkway here for jogging or walking in the evenings. There's some kind of graduation. Here's you a horse, man and woman.
Ooh.
Of course, here's your train. The train's right on the other side that comes through, the old depot. In fact, the old depot, that's where Hubert Bay McCoy was killed by Alan Hatfield, the police chief, when he was shot in the back of the head and murdered unarmed. Which is on the other side of this wall. We may walk around through there after a while. That's Matewan's known.
Include that in on this video here.
Matewan is known for that, where Alan Hatfield.
Here's the McCoys.
And here's McCoy's. One thing you never seen
This is
in a McCoy picture, you will never see a picture of the McCoy, Randall McCoy and his family with guns. Not a pistol, not a rifle. But yet when they made things throughout the years, they made them the lamps with Randall McCoy holding a pistol and so forth. And you'll see the date there, 1878 to 1890. Now we know Cotton Top was hung February the 18th, 1890. That signified the end of the feud as far as the killing. Of course, Devil Anse still had warrants on them, Cap still had warrants, and Chauncey. But 1878, of course, is the pig trial. That's the famous pig trial. Now remember, the hard feelings of the feud, what started the feud is when 1863, when Devil Anse deserted and ran in the heat of battle. And then in 1865, they, Devil Anse and Jim Vance killed
Asa Harmon.
Asa Harmon, thank you, babe. And then in 1867, Ellis and Hatfield stole Asa Peter McCoy, stole 4 hogs. Why do we concentrate on this 1878 hog trial? Why?
There's the pig they got out from it. See it there?
Yeah, I see. I do now. There's the pig in the wall. Well, because 1867, there's actually a court case on 1867 when Ellison stole the 4 pigs, and it proves that he was guilty, and it proves that he was ordered, the judge ordered him paid for the pigs, and he did.
Yeah.
But yet, they always want to go back to 1878. Well, there's no record of a 1878 pig trial between Floyd Hatfield and Randall McCoy. There's no court records, there's no documentation other than folklore. But we do have history. We do have court records for 1867. What are you thinking about? I see you in deep thought.
Well, I just noticed a different contrast they have from the Hatfields and McCoys. They have 3 McCoys holding guns over there, but there's 2 here. They have the women drawn better there than they do over there. It's just interesting.
Well, you're in Hatfield country. West Virginia was, you know, more Hatfields than McCoys. And so they've always taken up, well, the West Virginia Hatfields have taken West Virginia history and Kentucky. That's one of the few things where you'll ever see. I'm surprised they've even got the McCoys there on the wall. But again, they had the McCoys with guns. The McCoys were not, the Kentucky McCoys were not a violent group.
They have them having 3 guns is what I'm saying, and Hatfields only had 2.
They went through the justice system to get what they wanted.
What are they doing here? Oh, axe.
Timber.
Yeah, there's a tree.
And of course down here it says welcome to West Virginia. But this bridge, or a wall rather, has kept the water. That water has been over top of that bridge. There used to be another bridge there, and it washed off, I think, in 777. Big Sand Expedition, 1756.
Wow.
That's Daniel Boone. And
yeah, I like the canoes there and stuff.
less.
That's a good job. I like that. That's cute.
Welcome to Matewan, West Virginia. September 16th, 1895.
Wow.
That's when it was incorporated.
Good. Yeah, I like this.
That looks like some of the older buildings over in town behind the wall.
And then it goes across the road there and onto the other side.
Okay.
See that?
And you see the big door there that they shut. That big steel door there shuts.
Yeah.
And guides the water on over into Kentucky. We protect Matewan now. Let's flood some more people in Kentucky. It's what you're doing. You're not getting rid of the water. You're diverting the water in another direction. So while they protected Matewan, all that did was flood more of Kentucky residents that lives there on the river on that side, because now this water has nowhere to go.
Right.
Somebody with their 4-wheelers. Okay, guys, a minute, huh?
We'll go down the other side in a minute?
Yeah,
So.
we're going to go down the other side, but we're also going to talk here for a second.
Oh, okay.
Because as the crow flies right through there, right over top of that tall tree, on the other side of that little curve is the pawpaw tree location where the 3 McCoy boys were assassinated.
Yeah.
If you had a drone and put it right up right here, you could see right on the other side is where the pawpaw trees are. Now, there's always been a rumor or history, whatever you want to call it. We've never seen a picture. We've never, as long as we can remember, this has always been the way to come in the Matewan.
Right.
That's always as far back as we were born. But now that doesn't mean it's always been like that. But the old myth, the old stories told from the past is that the road or the path used to go over that sandbar there. Now there's several sandbars, some that wasn't here when I was a kid. There's sandbars that's now up down this river. So that doesn't mean that they didn't just come in and it's just a story that somebody has started. But it is true that when Devil Anse and Wall and the guys left Warm Holler, which is right on the other side of that door there to the left, Warm Holler, that's where the boys were held at the schoolhouse that they went to across the river, which would have been right through there. That would have been the shortest location as a straight line to come from. Let me see if I can see Warm Holler or give you a direction of Warm Holler. And then I want to talk about the flood. I just saw the steps. Warm Holler is, you see that church over there at Church Steeple? There's a little road that goes right up through there, and right beside of that building right there, that beige building on the other side of the railroad tracks, is the jail. Right up here is Warm Holler. You can see this yellow building with those 3 gutters. There's a building right up there, and that is Warm Holler going right up in there. That's where the boys were being held at the schoolhouse. So after Cotton Top, or after Ellison died, they supposedly brought the 3 McCoy boys, and they just more or less went straight in a line, straight across through there, around that little curve there to the other side, and that's where they assassinated the 3 McCoys. Now I'm going to show you something here. You see how high we are up from the river right now. Here is the flood plain and elevation. 1957, 1988, and 1984, and that's where the flood, that's where the water has come this high. You better believe that's pretty high.
It's almost up the top of these banks.
Yeah,
they made.
Almost. Now look how high that water was.
Wow.
Now let's look right here, and I'm going to show you. 1977. This was the worst flood we've had here. I was actually in the Marine Corps then, and me and one of my friends drove back from Jacksonville, Florida to see it. And but this town was devastated in 1977. It was all but washed away. The water was up. That's when it took the bridge out. They had the Corps of Engineers in here trying to put up a temporary bridge. And
is this the height of it? Is this what
that line? Yeah, from like that fence there, I guess. I see what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
That's how high the water was.
That's what I was wondering.
From that line right to the top of that.
Well, looks like waves there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sure does, don't it?
To me, it does. I mean, I'm sure I'm probably wrong.
But the old myth is, or the old stories, says that used to be the way that they traveled from Kentucky to West Virginia, across the sandbar, and when the water level was low. Now, this water level, anybody that's from around here knows that this water level don't stay low all the time. This river can flood and raise in a matter of a couple hours of rain. It's that comes in from all these little hollows and stuff around here, and coal mines and different things. If you see anything, just stop me.
No, I just like the old car there they got going on. What's that say up the top?
R.W. Buskirk, 1900. I think that was the gentleman that over on that side of the bridge, that's called Buskirk over there, where this is Matewan on this side. That's Buskirk, Kentucky. Evidently that was the man that it was named after. I'm not a big Matewan historian, so you'd have to check with somebody that knows Matewan history. That's like a lot of people want to know about this Matewan massacre, the gun battle, the coal mine wars, and it's very interesting. Matewan has all kinds of history, and we are not. Look at that basketball going down there. Go get that for me.
That's okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I see it there. Yeah. Look at the
four-wheelers or something. Somebody's been out there.
Ain't they?
Somebody's been out there on a four-wheeler.
You can see their tracks and where these.
And
wow, look at the water. How it's got a good flow to it, don't it?
Here's your coal miners. Your coal miner with his shovel.
This is what my daddy did.
That's what Sheila's dad did, my dad,
My
anybody.
father's.
Yeah, anybody from this area, you worked in the coal mines. If you was going to have any kind of... Chewed it! Chewed it!
No, let it go.
See, that's more coal miners there with a pick.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
so cool. I love how they did this.
Oh, what you see this one up here?
Ah.
A miner. This is what Sheila's dad did in the coal mines for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
He operated a mining,
Yeah.
continuous miner. I worked in the mines for a while and tried one of them one time. I didn't have the patience for it. I kept ramming it into the top.
I don't know.
But that's a tedious job. And your dad, when he run one, it turned out in the later years where he had a remote control.
Set, yeah, and run
Yeah.
a remote control. So
I
that was
pin
cool.
top and run a scoop.
He enjoyed that.
Oh,
He did a good job, they say.
it's a tedious job. If you look up there, it's a continuous miner, and the guy sits back here, and that's the boom, and up here's the head. If you can see the head of that miner with the little blades coming down, they ain't exactly like that. They got little bits, mining bits they're called, and they're all through that head, and that head's a 20-foot head, and 16 to 20, and that thing goes rolling around, and that boom goes up and down and just chops the coal out as and tunnels its way through the coal.
Wow.
That coal comes off that boom. There's two arms down in here in this scoop here, and they're raking the coal, and it rakes that coal plumb back through a belt that goes past the miner man.
Yeah.
And this guy back here will pull up on a buggy,
Yeah.
and he's got his rear boom, and he'll put that boom over on that buggy, and as he's cutting coal up there, it goes through the arms and the scoop, runs through that belt line and gets on the buggy.
Cool. Yeah.
They take it to a belt line, unload it on a belt line, shoots it outside where the coal trucks pick it up and take it to the rail cars or the washing plant, whatever you have at that time.
Yeah. This is cool though. I like how they did this stuff.
Guys, right around through there, right around that curve there, is the pawpaw trees. See something floating down the river
I do.
right there?
I see something
Right where it just come around the curve. If you look right back up in there, that's the pawpaw trees right over there. Now here, this looks like a belt line.
Yeah. Looks like coal on there.
This looks like a belt. And here it is coming. This is lumps of coal. They need to paint them black.
Yeah.
And need to have some coal out here piled up. Wouldn't that be neat?
That would be cool. Yeah,
But that's a belt line, and it shoots it off the belt line
Cool. Yeah.
to the outside.
Oh,
where the
look, here's-
inloaders will load it into it. Well, here's your coal truck
here's your
here.
Coal truck.
They've got it right in order. 1923.
1923, it says. Boy, somebody's good at doing these illustrations.
Yeah,
Yes,
beautiful
that
day,
is
Sheila.
It is.
Beautiful day.
I checked the car. I think it said 31 degrees.
Don't feel like it. Feels warmer, don't
It
it?
does feel a little bit warmer.
That's where that sun's shining.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's the Mighty Tug River,
Look at
guys. That separates Kentucky from West Virginia.
Look at the current right now.
Yeah, it's been rain. They've got some rain up here,
Yeah,
I'll
here comes
bet.
some more stuff down there.
Because you can see where it's washed. Yeah. And would make a good prison wall, wouldn't it?
Do you remember? Whoa, that's slick.
Remember what?
How long it is? Was it
No, I don't remember, babe.
1235, 1335, or
Really?
something like that. I'll look and make sure, and then put it in
Okay.
at the bottom of this video here. You know, somewhere along the way. But I do know it's 30 feet high. Let's see, what's this over here? Just the town of Matewan, maybe?
Yeah, I don't see none. I just see,
I see those buildings there. That's why I thought.
yeah.
And what's that over there? Just another big floodgate?
I don't know. We'll go look.
That's interesting.
Here's where we're at down here. There's the UMWA building. This is McCoy Street. And that's Hatfield Street.
Yeah,
Mate one.
they
They've
did
turned them into. That's the Blue Goose Inn. At one time, I could be mistaken again. We always leave room for mistakes. But over there's the old church. The Matewan jail is just up the street from that church.
Yeah.
And I think the Blue Goose used to be in the building over where it says Nenny's Department Store. I think it was on this M building. Could be wrong. It could have been here. I couldn't remember. But that's where Hubert Bay had come to after he got off work that day.
Yeah.
And that's where him and the police chief had got into it. They arrested his buddy, taking him to jail. The police chief had just murdered a guy 7 months before, Rock Nunnery, an Italian that had a hotel here. And he had murdered him, and Hubert didn't want him going to jail with Allen by himself because he shot an unarmed man. He said, if you're going to take him, you're going to take me with him. Of course, he was right out of...
Hubert Bay, his friend.
Right out of... Yeah, Hubert Bay was the ward guy. He was taking the ward guy to jail, and he said, if you're going to take him, you're going to take me with him. And he said, okay. So they started jail and got into an argument and started fighting. Hubert Bay's a boxer in the Army. Big boy. Went in the Army, joined the Army after they bombed Pearl Harbor, and went to the Pacific, some of the most fierce fighting there was, and survived all that, come back a war hero, and got him a job in the coal mines right down the road here at Red Jacket, and had brought his bride back from Europe, had a 6-month-old baby daughter, and police chief got mad because he punched him. He pulls out his gun and shoots an unarmed man in the back of his head and kills him dead. And then years later they start the story that Hubert Bay was in a brothel and got mad because he got interrupted, and the police chief, he shot the police chief in the back 3 times, and then the police chief killed him. Nothing but bull crap. Nothing but a bull crap story told by a grandson that's more egotistical than Devil Anse was. Ooh, water drops fell on your camera just now. And that's the bridge going over from Matewan right up here to Blackberry City, and that is where Hubert Bay McCoy is buried. He's buried right up here on the hill in Blackberry City. Huh?
I said, this is interesting.
Yeah. There used to be people that stayed right in here.
Real? No, that's scary.
Yeah. And that's the bridge right here, but up there's a big floodgates where they can close them floodgates and shut the town completely off.
Oh.
Watch that mud there.
Yeah, I know. That's why I stepped on
I almost fell.
Sliding.
See, that's where all these little streams up and down these hollows.
Yeah, there's a little one right here underneath us.
Yeah, here's another one underneath us coming out here to go in there, and that one's going to go into the Tug River down there. So that's where all the water comes from. When the water gets up and off all these mountains, and it runs down these mountains into these little creeks. These little creeks turn into big creeks, and that little Tug River turns into Big Tug River.
Yeah. So there were some signs down here. Does that show you how high the water is at that time or
That's
something?
a train there, Sheila. Now that we're away from it, the farther you get, the better you can see it.
Look at this.
See that Norfolk Southern up there?
Yeah.
On the front engine? Yeah, there's the flood gate where they shut that. Now you was asking something else.
There's these little signs here. I'm assuming that tells you how high the water is as it comes up this way. There's like 3 or 4 of them going down towards the creek.
Sure.
It starts like at 8 foot, I think, and then you can see it as it comes on up. They use that as markers, I guess.
Everything is sprouting up.
Spring.
Everything is turning green.
Spring, as they say.
There's you another stream coming out from here, going in from somewhere on the other side of.
It's like a dog walk. I don't know if that is it fence.
That may be a water treatment or something. Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about here.
Yeah, see the tower there now?
Yeah, plus your flood stuff.
See? There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
Oh, what's that? I didn't notice that one.
Yeah.
What's the top one on that?
31 feet.
Okay.
That's if the Tug River gets backed up. That's just on the backwaters.
That's no how.
There's a car.
That's cool.
And these doors, of course, I don't know about the great old big ones, but these are supposed to, go ahead, Sheila, see if you can move that door.
Oh, yeah, that's very easy.
Really? I was just joking. I was going to laugh at you for even trying to move it.
Nah.
Oh my God. Holy cow.
Yeah, they do swing easy, don't
Yeah. I just said that. I thought you'd grab a hold of it.
they?
Yeah, and I was going to laugh at you for, I was going to laugh and say, I can't believe you even tried it, but the joke was on me, wasn't it?